Hello, Baron Dibis here with another video for the board game shelf. Here we've got Wits and Wagers Party. So Wits and Wagers is a game that my parents have had for a while, and I grew up playing that a lot with my family. And so now my wife and I have the party version of Wits and Wagers, which I don't remember there being very many differences really between normal Wits and Wagers and Wits and Wagers Party. I think the main difference with this party version is that there's more of a kind of like Las Vegas party aesthetic to theme to it, and the box is stuck. Oh, that's so weird. Oh dear. It's like partially open or something. I don't know what happened to it. Essentially, here we go. This is a trivia game, and there are lots of good party trivia games out there. We don't usually pay that much attention to like all the rules and stuff. There's definitely a bunch of stuff in here, but generally we just kind of like we take a board. These are like white erase marker kinds of things. And then you got all these question and answer cards, and there's also these poker chips. Actually, they're decent quality too. Like they're not like as good as like I don't think they're as good as like official poker chips that I've seen, but like they're like decently close, honestly. But yeah, essentially what you do is every single one of these questions, the answer is a number of some kind. All right. I cannot remember what these were for, but anyway. Oh wait, I remember now. Okay. Anyway, so each person takes one of these, basically one of these whiteboards, right? Except this one, not this one. And then a question is read. For example, how many women have won the Nobel Prize? So with that, you write down how many you think have won. So maybe you might write down like 2 or 5 or 10 or whatever, and you put them down in order from lowest, which is 1, to highest. So we have 1. If someone wrote down 2, they put it here. If someone wrote down 5, then we have 10, right? And so you put them in this order. Let's say we have 1, 2, 5, and 10 here. And then, after everyone's put down their answer, then everyone takes their chips that correspond with their color, and they place their chips on whichever one they think is the closest to the right answer. Let's say that I think that 5 is the closest. So I would put, everyone has 2 chips. They can put 2 chips on one, they can put one on 2 different ones. Everyone has 2 chips to basically like wager, essentially. And then you look at let's see, is it on look on the other side. And, oh, wow, 40. That's a lot more. Yeah. And then there's a little factoid here. Marie Curie and her daughter Irene have both won the Nobel Prize. So, yeah. And so in this case, the winner would be 10 because that was the closest one without going over. If the answer was 3, then 2 would not be the closest. Then 5 would not, sorry, if the answer was 4, then 4 people for whatever reason, then 5 would not be the closest, 2 would be, because because the rule of the game is whichever one is closest without going over. So 5 would not be the right answer if it was 4 because 5 is more tthan 4. You're trying to get to the closest without going too high. So there's a little bit of that, like, do I want to guess that it's higher than that? Do I want to guess higher or lower? That kind of thing, right? And then if for whatever reason the answer was 1 or the lowest or whatever, then whoever put their chips here would get double the points. And these poker chips basically are the number of points that you get, right? 1 or 2 or however many. And yeah, it's just a bunch of trivia questions for numbers. So yeah, what percent of American adults own prescription eyeglasses? So you can write a number, and then it's like a percentage, and then 63.5. 79% of Americans say that wearing glasses makes you look smart and sophisticated. And that's basically it. That's the game in a nutshell, essentially. So, yeah, that's the whole thing. Wits and wagers. You're sort of like wagering like chips and points. You don't really lose points. You just kind of like you just get more and more points, or you just don't get anything, and that's all. But yeah, it's very fun. And also, I should point out that this is like I'm pretty sure this is like this version of the game was made in like 2012, I'm pretty sure. So I guess at this point, a lot of these things would be kind of fairly outdated, unfortunately. So I guess you could basically play it as like, in 2012, how many, what percentage of Americans wore prescription eyeglasses? So anyway, But yeah, loads of questions in there. Very simple, very straightforward. Fantastic party game. One of my favorite trivia party games. And I'm not usually a fan of trivia games, honestly, because I'm just like I'm not great at trivia. I mean, obviously, if you talk to me about gaming, like video game trivia or board game trivia or Dungeons and Dragons and whatever, then absolutely. But for a lot of other things like sports or like like movies and whatever, my knowledge only goes so far. But anyway, there you go. Wits and Wagers Party. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And until next time, all the best.